you have a number of elements that are related to something that we deem crucial. And this is much better planning and really streamlined efforts of a timely schedule of approval and implementation and completion of major projects. Many of the points there are related to this disciplinary effect that we want to achieve with the major projects. We know that in the current and previous periods we had a lot of delays, a lot of hiccups, both in the approval and the implementation phase. We want really to discipline the whole process. So for that sake, we in fact don't have any more M+3 exceptions for major projects. That means that the major project should run as any other project. So they have to be well designed and be implemented on time. M+3 is not going to be solved by any specific, just bigger, larger project. In order to contribute to the M+3, the major project should certify expenditure. There should be a maturity of a pipeline, a project pipeline, which will ensure the smooth preparation and implementation. And then the certification, again, I mentioned that certification of expenditure possible only when the project is submitted to the Commission. So all these elements really show how important it is that we upfront prepare ourselves for the big exercise. The appraisal of the project by the Commission, there was a lot of dissatisfaction, and in fact it was well reflected in the discussions during the legislative process. So member states and regions are really, and ourselves as Commission, we really saw room for improvement of the appraisal procedure. If we look and examine the hiccups in the appraisal procedure, we can say that one of the reasons for that is the too many interruptions that slow down the process. But the interruptions, in fact, they're the result of very often very bad preparation of the major projects. For this sake, we really want, and it was mentioned in the previous panel many times, the upstream involvement. We need to extend our assisting hand into the advisory service that will take care of the projects before even they come for IQR or before they come for the appraisal to the Commission. In order to streamline the process, we need to take care of each phase. And that's why the advisory service of JASPERS is seen by the Commission as a crucial point to improve quality and professionalism in preparing and delivering major projects. Successful appraisal could be more or less guaranteed. JASPERS is aware of the work program of the other hand, the assisting hand, and we use the same methodology. Now, I would like to go a bit more on why IQR option, because if we look at the options, we have the option of directly submitting to the Commission and the option to go via an IQR. Frankly speaking, why to go for a direct appraisal to the Commission? In fact, we've been trying to escape from this option, because during the legislative process, it came up that this is not the best option. So why should we return back to this option? Let's go for the new one, the one that was designed as a result of our efforts to improve the system, the IQR. Why IQR? The first element is that the Commission has no option to interrupt and needs to deliver opinion in 3 months. So the whole procedure by default, by assumption, is much faster and much more streamlined. Then, about the chances, or not chances, but the risk of coming up with a negative opinion. What are the grounds for the Commission to eventually return a project? Only 2 under the notification procedure. If some information in the notification as such, which is a very general information and normally should not provide any risk, is not up to the standard, but this I will doubt can be a reason to return the project. And the main reason will be if there are significant weaknesses in the IQR report. And I know that significant weaknesses is not further legislated in our legislation, but in our internal guidance, we detailize what we mean by significant weaknesses, and these are only 4. So the first one is that there is an important element missing, and the elements are well outlined in our legislation. The second one is if a statement in the IQR, some of the obligatory statements are not properly justified. The third one is that the Commission has at hand information that contradicts the statements in the report. And the fourth one is when the IQR is already outdated and the things have changed on the ground, so we need to return the project for this reason. But if you look at the 3 first elements, I think that JASPERS runs the lowest risk for return of projects for these reasons. Because JASPERS is well aware of the procedure, well aware of what is required for the IQR, has the best experience from the past to assess projects, has the best experience with our DGs as well, which are bit and part for the current programming period of the appraisal. So they are the best service to know. The fourth element is in fact in the hands of the managing authority. So if the managing authority is fast enough right after the conclusion of the IQR report to provide it to the Commission, the outdated element is non-valid. So I think that even from this slide it is evident that, and this justifies our advice to go for IQR with the involvement of JASPERS.